The night was soaked in rain and sorrow when the rancher rode into the quiet edge of town. His horse's hooves splashed through puddles that reflected lantern light from the shabby porches of Willow Creek. He wasn't looking for company, just a place to water his horse and rest his weary bones. But fate had other plans. Near the edge of the stable he saw her, a woman clutching a small boy to her chest, shivering beneath the tattered remains of a once fine dress. Her eyes were swollen from crying, but when she looked up, they caught his breath like a knife in the ribs. "Please," she whispered, her voice trembling like a leaf in the wind, "be my husband. Just for tonight." The rancher froze, his hand resting on his revolver out of instinct, not threat. The boy clung tighter to her skirts, hiding from the world that had already taken too much. The woman's plea wasn't for love, not yet. It was for protection. A group of men stood down the street, rough hands and cruel eyes, shouting something about a debt unpaid. The rancher didn't need to ask questions. He saw the desperation in her eyes, the kind only a mother fighting for her child carries. Without a word, he swung down from his saddle, took off his coat, and draped it around her trembling shoulders. "All right," he said softly, tipping his hat. "Tonight, I'm your husband." The crowd of men stopped in their tracks, recognizing him, the quiet rancher who'd once faced down outlaws at Black Hollow. Their laughter died in their throats. He reached for the woman's hand, holding it firm like it had always belonged there, then looked the men dead in the eye. "You'll have to go through me first." The boy peeked up, confused yet comforted, his small fingers gripping the rancher's sleeve. Rain poured harder, but under that storm, something stronger began to bloom: hope. And as the men backed away into the darkness, the woman buried her face in the rancher's chest, whispering thank you through her sobs. He didn't answer. He just held her tighter, his heart thundering as if it already knew she was meant to stay longer than just one night. The morning sun rose over the valley, painting gold across the wet earth, and with it came the fragile peace of a new day. The woman, Clara, sat by the window of the rancher's small cabin, brushing her son's hair while he ate warm bread for the first time in days. The rancher, Eli, watched quietly from the doorway, his hat tilted low. He'd told himself he'd ride out after sunrise, that what he'd done was enough. But as he saw the boy smile and the woman hum softly, something inside him refused to move. Clara turned, her eyes meeting his again, and for a moment the silence between them said more than words ever could. She spoke softly. "I never meant to trap you in this, sir. I just didn't know where else to go." Eli stepped forward, his boots heavy on the wood floor. "You didn't trap me, ma'am," he said gently. "You gave me a reason to stay." She looked down, tears welling up again, but this time they weren't from fear. The boy ran to Eli, tugging on his vest. "Are you really my mama's husband now?" Eli knelt, placing his calloused hand on the boy's shoulder. "I reckon I am if she'll have me." Clara's breath caught. Her heart screamed yes, but her lips trembled. She'd lived too long, waiting for the world to take everything from her. But Eli didn't wait for her to find courage. He gave it to her. He stood, took her hand, and led her outside where the dawn broke bright over the hills. "No one's gonna hurt you again," he promised. "Not while I'm breathing." Clara felt the warmth of his words burn through the chill of her past. The boy ran ahead, laughing as he chased the horse across the yard. And for the first time in years, laughter didn't sound foreign. It sounded like home. That night, as lanterns flickered through the valley, Clara whispered again, but this time with no fear. "Eli," she said, resting her head on his shoulder, "thank you for staying." He smiled, tipping his hat over her hair. "You said one night," he murmured, "but I reckon forever suits me better."